I really thought I had that down. All right, dear StreamYard, when it says go live, click, you need to immediately go live because my little intro is only like 7 seconds long. So when it takes you 4 seconds to get me on, then it screws everything up. Hello, I am Michelle Fox from Michelle Fox Beauty and Boss Babes Online. And tonight we are going to talk about skincare ingredients, specifically active ingredients, what they are, and why that even matters. If you are watching tonight, please, 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 by all means, greet me in the comments. Let me know you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. And as we go along, if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, rebuttals, go ahead and put that in there. Let me make sure I'm talking. Okay, yeah, good. I always get nervous now that my microphone is not on because I have absolutely done that several times. Okay. Also, I forget to remind you of this, but as you watch this video, if you think of someone else who would enjoy it, please share it. There is a share button, or you can copy and paste the link and send that off to someone any which way you would like. So let's get started. You know me. I take a while to understand stuff. Believe it or not, I was a really good student. But active ingredients, the reason I know active ingredients is because for the skincare line that I represent, if something has an active ingredient, it only has a 2-year shelf life, which I don't like that because everything else has a 3-year shelf life. So that was my introduction to active ingredients. And the way it was explained to me is that they are sort of like over-the-counter drug type stuff. For example, sunscreen. So that's pretty much all I really thought about active ingredients. But as newer and more powerful ingredients are coming on the scene, I'm hearing that buzz phrase more and more. And so I thought we would talk about what makes one active and something inactive, and also some examples of the active ingredients and products that have active ingredients. But therefore, how does that impact our skincare routine? And I also found some myths about active ingredients that I think are going to be really interesting. I think it's going to clarify a lot of things for all of us. So, as I said, please say hi in the comments. Let's see, I got to switch my screen so I can see comments. Oh, hi, Chanel. So, this is broadcasting to so many different places, and so I don't always see all the comments all at once. So if I don't greet you, I don't mean anything by it. I do my best, and I will respond to questions eventually. So, okay. An active ingredient is the ingredient that actually does something, that actually addresses the concern. There can be active ingredients in agriculture, medicine, pesticides, and skincare. And when you are addressing a specific issue like acne or oily skin or rough patches or something like that, there is typically an ingredient that is like the key player. It's the one that is doing the job. The inactive ingredients are also important, but they are kind of the B team. So the inactive ingredients are things like stabilizers, emulsifiers, God forbid artificial colors or whatever, but, fragrance, things that hold the product together so that the active ingredient can do its thing. So I think as we go through some examples, it will become much clearer. Let's see if I have a really good definition. An active ingredient in skincare products is one that manufacturers include specifically to improve a certain skin condition, such as acne, aging, uneven skin tone, clogged pores, and more. So you actually can have skincare products that don't have any active ingredients. So something that is a moisturizer doesn't necessarily have an active ingredient, which is interesting. But because there's not any one thing addressing any one specific issue. It's like they're all just kind of, playing nice together, all doing the same thing, making your face moisturized. But so whereas when you introduce something like retinol palmitate or retinol, then that becomes active where it's actually doing something. There's an effect that has on your face beyond what a typical moisturizer does. As you can tell, I'm still in the process of understanding it. I don't lie. All right. So let's talk about the common active ingredients in skincare. And this will give you a lot of clarity. At least it did me. So, alpha hydroxy acids, AHAs, we hear that little buzz phrase a lot. They're common in anti aging products, especially those treating fine lines and wrinkles. They've been around quite a while. They work on wrinkles and hyperpigmentation, sunspots, age spots. When you use something with an AHA, since it is basically removing a fine layer of skin, you are more sensitive to the sun. So that's a little aside for you to keep in mind. But an example of something that is an alpha hydroxy acid would be glycolic acid. And an example of something with glycolic acid would be our Revealing Radiance facial peel. So, if you've ever had a glycolic facial peel, you are familiar with AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids, that is actively doing something on your skin. Another one is benzoyl peroxide. We've all heard this ever since we were like in middle school, the zit cream. Benzoyl peroxide is specifically targeted to dry up and eliminate that zit. And there can be side effects. It can be drying to the skin around it. It can also stain your pillowcase. So make sure you're using a white pillowcase if you're using something with benzoyl peroxide. And the items that we have with benzoyl peroxide, I think there's only one, is our acne treatment gel. You don't have to have that specific ingredient to fight acne. Okay. That's one of several ingredients that treat acne. But that is a good example of one right there is our acne treatment gel. And I'm all out. I ordered some and I already sold through them. So no show and tell on that one. And as you are hearing me discuss these products, if you have a question about any of the products or if you've used them and you have a positive opinion. Hi, Ruth. Hi, okay. How do I say is? Do you just go by Mari or Maricela? I'm not sure. Well, I can't hear you, so I still don't know. You'll have to do it phonetically. All right. I get carried away. So beta hydroxy acids would be a third one. Salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid. Alpha hydroxy, beta hydroxy, but they're both active, so whatever. Salicylic acid is in a few of our products in the Clear Proof line, but the one that I always think of would be our blemish control toner. This has been in our line, under different names, but it's pretty much the same, and it's amazing. Even if you don't have severe acne, it is just great for when you have flare-ups. But okay, I digress. So salicylic acid is a common beta hydroxy acid. People use it to prevent or clear up blemishes, breakouts, and blackheads, and to even out skin tone. And cleansers can have such a high concentration of it that it requires a prescription from a dermatologist. Let's pause a moment. When you are using active ingredients, because they are doing something on your skin, they are very powerful. And so this is a point in time where you need to be more cognizant of the directions and also of mixing and matching different lines of skincare. And I'm speaking from the heart, not just as one who sells skincare, but as your skincare routine becomes more complex, so to speak, and you are layering products and more than one product has an active ingredient, it really behooves you to stay in one product line so that someone can say, yes, those are safe to use together. Okay, this one you can only use twice a week. Don't use this one and this one together. etc. Okay. And that's one of the huge benefits of having a beauty consultant, specifically a Mary Kay beauty consultant. So, tuck that away. Okay. I'm excited to talk about this one, ceramides, because we just came out with HA plus ceramide hydrator, and I've been using it every day. This is so cool. I just have to show you. This wasn't supposed to be like a product demo. This is just the coolest stuff ever. It's kind of like slippery, silky, kind of aloe vera-y, that kind of, that texture. Oh my gosh, it just feels so good. Okay, my face is already put together, so I'm not gonna put it on there. But all right, ceramides, a collection of waxy lipids or fatty acids that are naturally occurring in the skin. Ceramides can improve the skin barrier through hydration. Ceramides bind skin cells together to create a strong barrier against damage, blah, blah, blah. All I know is this, that an example of a ceramide would obviously be our ceramide hydrator. This is amazing. It makes your face feel amazing and look amazing. It hydrates, but it doesn't make you feel greasy at all. It's amazing how quickly it absorbs into your skin and you just feel just kind of pleasantly plump. I was called that from the age of 8 to about 20. All right, moving on. Some other things that have ceramides in our line would be our eye primer and our biocellulose mask. So if you use any of those, chime in, okay? And for those watching the replay in the future, make sure you hashtag replay me, okay? Because I still want to greet you and say hi and acknowledge your presence. You are important. Hyaluronic acid. That is another big buzzword. It's okay. I do like to read because I don't want to mess up and have anybody sue me. So, the substance hyaluronic acid occurs naturally in the human body with the highest concentrations in young skin, joint fluids, and other healthy tissues. Over time, hyaluronic acid levels in the body deteriorate. Uh-huh. Skincare products that contain hyaluronic acid aim to replenish the depleted levels. Typically, you use hyaluronic acid products in conjunction with a vitamin C product, which is true, such as a vitamin C serum, which we'll talk about in a sec. So, what, pray tell, do we have that has hyaluronic acid in it? I'll tell you. It is our Value Fill Deep Wrinkle Filler. And we just talked about it last week. This is the crack spackle. You put it in your deep lines and wrinkles, and it not only is delivering the retinol palmitate, right to, no, this is the encapsulated retinol. It's delivering the retinol right to the area that needs it most, but it also has a property where the way the light bounces off and it sort of fills in that deep line so that it gives the optical illusion of that line being gone. So this is an awesome, awesome product. Next is hydroquinone. I was concerned about this one because I remember learning about that ingredient, hydroquinone, and it's like a bleaching agent, a skin bleaching agent. And I was like, I don't think we have that in any of our products, and we do not. All right, and let me explain. There was a time when the most effective way to reduce dark spots was bleaching them away, and we did that with hydroquinone, and some products still have that in it. The problem with that, and there's other problems, but one of the problems with that is that if you got any of that product outside of the dark area, it left like a halo. So if you had, a dark patch and you would try to get it exactly in the dark patch, but that's really difficult. So you would end up having just, kind of some weirdness going on. But also the whole bleaching concept, just probably not the healthiest. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it doesn't sound right. So we had back in the day an even complexion dark spot reducer. So those of you that have been with me for quite a few years might remember that. And it worked. It was extremely effective, but it did leave sort of a halo. Just as a side note, we have we in Mary Kay have been able to lighten those dark patches with our navy bean extract, a patent pending ingredient. It's part of our Time Wise skincare. And our new tone correcting serum has that extract in it. So, in other words, we are able to lighten excess patches, hyperpigmentation, pregnancy mask, age spots, whatever. We are able to lighten that and get some control over that without the harshness of the hydroquinone. Okay, isn't that exciting? Next, and there's just a few more, then we're going to talk about other fun stuff. The ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. That again. All right, I got to tell you a story. I think of things very literally. Okay. So, and it can really freak me out. So I remember back like was it fifth grade? We were talking about like the male and the female, like flowers or something. And I was too embarrassed to ask, like, like, what are we talking? Like, they've got body parts. Like, what, I couldn't, I wish somebody would have just, gone on and explained that better. In the same way, when I'm thinking about vitamin C, I'm just like, so I don't get it. Like we eat vitamin C, we, use vitamin C, you know, it's orange juice and such, and we take tablets. Like, I don't understand like why you put that on your face, but it is powerful stuff. And again, it has to do with the active ingredient, the ascorbic acid, and it does lots and lots of stuff. So let's see. It is safe for use in skincare products. It can stimulate collagen production. That's huge, possibly leading to a reduction in fine lines. It does. Wrinkles and scars. It can brighten your skin and protect against free radicals. Sometimes there might be some stinging or redness the first time you use it. And so our product is Replenishing Serum C plus E. This is my personal stash, so it's kind of been used up. It's scratched up a little bit. But what's really cool about it is that you can see on the side how much you've used and how much you have left, so you know when you're close to needing to reorder it. This is thebomb.com. I mean, it does so many things. And since it has the active ingredient, the ascorbic acid, you put that on your skin first, like before you do your regular moisturizer. We'll talk more about that in a sec. Okay. Niacinamide. This was very exciting. This is how dorky I am. When I read things and I think, I totally know that because of Mary Kay, I get very excited. Okay. One part of the vitamin B3 molecule, niacinamide, is an ingredient with a purported ability to adapt its effects to different skin cells, making it an option for all skin types, even sensitive skin. This active ingredient occurs naturally in many foods, including fish and grains, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, we have these vitamin B3 molecules in our Time Wise 3D skincare line. Okay. And we have niacinamide. That's what that is. They are vitamin B3 thingamajigs. So that's why, like, when we talk about our skincare line being appropriate for all skin types, it's exciting, isn't it? So our entire line of skincare, the Time Wise 3D, has active ingredient vitamin B3 in it. So all of our skincare is active. Okay, moving on. I think this is the last one. You're thinking, thank God. Move that down. Last one is retinoids, and that includes a few things. So it's retinol, retinol esters, retinol aldehyde. Yeah, they're all types of retinoids that are derived from vitamin A. Okay. These are vitamin A derivatives. And I think we all know by now, I've been talking about it for weeks and months and, well, more than a year, that it is extremely powerful vitamin A. And our products that have it, we have more than just one, for sure, our retinol set, but also, you may be surprised to know that our lip primer, this has retinol palmitate in it. This is used around your lips and on your lips. It reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and it keeps your lipstick from fading, feathering, and bleeding. And our eye primer, believe it or not, has retinol palmitate in it. What I love about that is that a lot of the age fighting products, including eye cream, it says not to get it too close to your eyes and they're not meant for your eyelid. And my eyelids are the issue for me more so than out here. The crow's feet, that's kind of like charming, but the crepey, droopy eyelid thing, not so much. So when I use my eye primer, I'm telling myself that this has retinol palmitate and it's going all over my eye, right exactly where I need it. So you can keep that in mind. And this is so affordable too. So just that's a little aside about that. Why did I write VP? I don't know. I write notes to myself and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So, why do we need inactive ingredients? Those were all active ingredients. And I sort of alluded to it. We need them to balance and carry the active ingredients. So they all work together. Inactive ingredients can be, as simple as water, or it can be something that is more specifically beneficial, like jojoba oil or shea butter, aloe vera, things like that. Yes, they are accomplishing something. So that's where I need somebody to kind of explain that to me a little bit. So like an active ingredient is literally physically, chemically changing your skin when you put it on. Like jojoba oil and shea butter and aloe vera, it's like addressing something, but it's not actually changing your skin. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're going from dry hands to not dry hands, but you're not changing the actual surface of the skin. That's how I kind of think of it myself. So, anyway, please help me understand that better. Because, in a way, you could say everything is active, but truly active ingredients are basically are creating really like a chemical reaction. That's my simple mind. That's how my simple way of understanding it. All right. So now that we are understanding a little bit more about that, um, since they do something that you need to recognize them in the ingredient list and you need to start strategically planning your skincare routine, there are just some things that you need to know when choosing your active ingredients. In other words, when you're looking at all of your options for your serums and your boosters and all of these extra masks and whatnot, the way that you figure out what do you need, we're talking about that right now, okay? So first of all, you need to understand your skin type. And one way of thinking about whether you're dry, normal, oily combination is to think about what does your skin feel like first thing in the morning before you do anything. So when you wake up, is it oily immediately? When you wake up, is it always dry? Do you feel the same as it did when you went to bed? So those are giving you some clues as to your skin type. Most products with active ingredients, there will be instructions saying, this is ideal for combination to oily. So something, for example, like our Clear Proof line, it's safe for all skin types, but the entire line, I find most people that use that line are combination to oily. Okay. As far as layering your actives, this is interesting. I've always been told you cleanse and then you do your active ingredient, your product with an active ingredient goes on first. That makes sense. So that goes on like before your heavy moisturizer. In other words, or a way to think of it or remember that is if you went ahead and put on your moisturizer, your regular moisturizer, and then maybe you have like an extra heavy night cream. And then after that, you put on something with vitamin C that's trying to get to your skin to do its thing. It has to like go through that moisturizer and that extra moisturizer to get to the skin. So you don't want to do that. You want to put the products with the active ingredients on your freshly cleansed skin. I knew that. Toot my own horn. But what if you've got several products with active ingredients? And that's what's happening now is we have so many options. So this, I appreciate it. I'll probably have to cut it out and put it in my bathroom. If you're using multiple actives in your routine, then a rule of thumb is use vitamin based actives in the day. So your vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. And no, that doesn't work. Erase. Okay. Forget my little part that I added. Let me just read what I'm supposed to read. If you're using multiple actives in your routine, then a rule of thumb to follow is using vitamin based actives in the day and AHAs, BHAs at night. So I guess vitamin C products in the day, but the AHAs, BHAs at night. Because aren't they like vitamins A and vitamin B, right? All right, I got a little look at that. This is how I am. Like I can't kind of understand something. I have to like really understand it. So let's repeat. Vitamin-based actives in the day, AHAs, BHAs at night. I'm just leaving it there. Okay, next. Always make sure that you apply water-soluble ingredients before oil-soluble ones. And I did know that. You think of going from the thinnest consistency to the thicker consistency. So the very thinnest would be water, and then something, with maybe like a little slippery, like the hyaluronic, whatever this is, hyaluronic, no, HA ceramide hydrator that has kind of that slippery feeling to it. Then maybe like something, I don't have it with me, but the other one that's the resveratrol that has sort of an oily feeling to it, like a dry oil. And then you progress up to your heavier products like moisturizers. Okay, so let's repeat. Apply water soluble ingredients before oil soluble ones. And lastly, thank God, it's important to check the pH level of the products since most acidic product needs to be applied first. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Let me just say this. That's why you need a consultant, because you can say to me, what order do I do this in? And I don't know. I just go to my website, print it out, highlight the products that you have, and I send that to you. But truly, it is important to understand these since they are powerful. And if you're spending the money on them, you want to make sure that you're doing it in such a way that you're getting the most out of it, the most bang for your buck. The concentration of active ingredients is going to determine its effectiveness. So you want to make sure that you're using the right concentration. Inactive ingredients, even though you might think they're not important, they are still important. You need to pay attention to them in the sense that you may be sensitive to them. So like fragrance, added fragrance, something like that. So learn the things that you are sensitive to and learn to start reading ingredient lists. One of my pet peeves is when someone says, and I love you if you have said this to me, I'm allergic to Mary Kay. To me, that's like saying I'm allergic to Procter and Gamble. Like Mary Kay, we have like thousands of products and none of them are the same. So you may have been sensitive to an ingredient in a product at some point in time. And usually when I hear this, it's somebody that tried something 20 years ago. So keep in mind that we can help you actually isolate and figure out what it was that you were, had that sensitivity to. We use hypoallergenic ingredients, meaning that we, by choice, use ingredients that most people are not allergic to. That doesn't mean you can't be. But there is a difference between having an allergic reaction and having a sensitivity. So there's a range there. That's just a little thing I had to say. All right, couple last minute thoughts. Patch test. Anytime you're using a new product with a new ingredient, do a patch test first if you're concerned in an inconspicuous area, so that if you do have, like redness or something, that, it's not in the middle of your face. And also we mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again. When you are using things with active ingredients, your skin is more sensitive to sunlight. So you want to really make sure that you are using your sunscreen consistently. Now, I want to go through a few of the myths. I found this interesting. Myth number one: for best results, it is important to use products with multiple active ingredients. That is not correct. Too many active ingredients can confuse your skin. So it's actually better to focus on one skin concern at a time and let the active ingredient do its job. That kind of simplifies things. Where do you get the printout to highlight what you're using? I will talk to you about that in a sec. Myth number two: the longer you use a product with an active ingredient, the better it is for your skin. I'm kind of like that. Go big or go home. Eh. Some actives are generally beneficial for the skin, so they can be used on and on. But actives that are meant to address a specific skincare concern should be phased out when that concern has been addressed, when it's been fixed, when the issue is done with. So, once you've achieved your desired results, then you can switch to a different product or maybe wean yourself off. Every product is different. Myth number three: most actives, okay, this is dear to my heart. Most actives are synthetically derived, hence not good for the skin. The whole question of, is something made in a lab dangerous and something made in nature always safe? No, that is not correct. The effectiveness of each ingredient depends on its composition and based on the results of tests carried out in labs, which prove the actual efficacy of each active ingredient. Safe and well formulated ingredients will always be effective, whether they are natural or synthetic. Keep in mind that just because it was created in a scientific lab does not mean that it can't serve a purpose and be a healthy option. I have a son-in-law who is allergic to so many things, and they're all things found in nature. To him, those are dangerous options. Tree nuts, that kind of thing. So we need to change our thinking sometimes. Just because you can't pronounce a word doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. You feel me? So, all right. Myth number four: actives are mandatory in skincare. Okay, this is something I'm understanding myself. If you're not dealing with a specific skin issue, then it is completely okay to skip active ingredients in your routine. You can include actives in your skincare to address a skin concern, but you don't have to include actives if your skincare routine is working for you. So again, it goes back to, just cleanse, moisturize. If a very basic skincare is doing the job, then that's fine. But I still need to find out, why isn't something that is like, cleansing is doing something, moisturizing is doing something. Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out all that. Okay, I think that was the very end. I have so many comments. Let's see. Chris, hello. Wow, I learned a lot. Yay. Somebody has not given permission for me to see their name. I just see Facebook users. So that's what that is. When you see, click here to give StreamYard permission to see your name. That's so that I know who's talking to me, because otherwise I don't know. And where do you get the printout to highlight what you're using? Your consultant can get it. And if you are a consultant, I'm referring to our Mary Kay In Touch resource. In there, I would just search in order of application. There's a search bar in the In Touch website, order of application. When that comes up, what I do is I print that and I highlight the products that my customer is using. And then I give that to them so that they can just quickly and easily see the order, that they need to do stuff. Okay. Let's see if I got anything else. Even complexion mask. All right. Yes. My stories are entertaining. Thank you. All right. I think that's it. But continue the conversation. Okay. So those that are watching after the fact, I still want to hear from you. What are your thoughts, questions? Tell me that you're here. Say hi. It helps other people want to, get engaged, get involved. And of course, it helps the algorithm on Facebook. This is going out to my Facebook peeps and my YouTube peeps. So if you are watching me on Facebook, make sure that you are following Michelle Fox Beauty. And if you're my YouTube friend, I surely hope that you're subscribing to my channel and that you hit the bell so that you are made aware every time I come on here with a new video. So I want to remind you that this Saturday, I am doing the summer makeup look. I called it Makeup Mania, MAY, because it's May. It's a really pretty look. I'm just going to demo that Saturday on my business page, 10 a.m. my time. And you can follow along. And I know that you're going to love these colors. Bring your own stuff and a makeup mirror and just work with me. It doesn't matter that you don't have exactly the same stuff, but you can kind of learn some new techniques and some new thoughts, and it's just more fun. We'll get all gussied up and then we'll be ready to have fun on Saturday. Okay. So thank you so much for your time and for your patience and your tolerance. Oh my gosh. I swear, every time I think, wow, that was the flakiest video I've ever made, then some precious soul will send me a message saying, I really learned a lot from that. And I think, thank you. So thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you next Thursday right here. Be there or be square. Thanks. Good night.